There are so many videos online talking about webhooks. I don't know why, but everyone loves to just overcomplicate this whole concept. So you've been watching and trying to learn about webhooks, but you just still don't get it. This is going to be that video. I'm going to explain it to you super simply. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to actually use them in your Zapier workflows, right? Like who cares about what webhooks are if you can't actually use them? So we'll go into how to automate send an email, Google Drive folders, Airtable, all that good stuff. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so put very simply, a webhook is simply a button that exists in the online world where if you reach this webhook, something else happens as a result. So let me back up for a second, right? If you have a house right now, the only way you know if someone's in the front door is if they click on the doorbell, right? Like the doorbell is a physical button where if you press it, a sound happens in your house, and that is how you know, hey, someone's at the front door, I should probably go check, right? But you wouldn't know that if the doorbell wasn't there in the first place, right? So that's the same idea with the webhook, except instead of a physical button that we're pressing or even like a button on the internet, like something like this, it's actually a URL that people are visiting. If that URL is typed in the search bar and press enter, then you know that someone has actually reached out and you need to do something as a result. What that something is, it doesn't really matter. Like it could be creating a Google Drive folder with that person's name on it. It could be sending an automated email. Hopefully that's making sense. If that's not, let me just go into Zapier and show you guys because it's super simple again, right? Here we have a trigger, right? Like what is actually going to cause us to start this workflow in the first place? And you know, we've got a ton of webhooks here, but I'm actually going to stick to the traditional webhook. So if I type in webhook here, I'm going to go to webhook and I'm going to choose an event. Catch hook, this is instant. What that means is that the second somebody clicks on this URL, execute this workflow. There's also something called polling, which is the opposite of instant. So instead of, like waiting to see until the URL is actually clicked or the second the button's pressed, instead I'm going to check every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes or every hour. It doesn't really, some time interval to see, in the past 15 minutes, has that button been pressed? And so that's like for my advanced use cases. For this video, let's just focus on catch hook here, where it's instant. The second someone clicks on the URL, the whole workflow is executed. And that's what you're going to want to pick anyway, most of the time. Child key, we don't need to worry about that. And test. So here they give us a webhook URL here. This is what we're gonna actually paste wherever we want to use the URL. It could be a button. A button is fundamentally just you clicking on something and a URL being executed, right? So I'm gonna click on copy here, and if I click on test trigger, you're gonna notice that no requests were found, and that is because no one actually visited the URL. Now let me actually go into this URL here. Let me click copy and let's paste it here, and you're gonna notice it's gonna give an attempt, ID, request ID, and status success, right? You guys don't need to worry too much about this stuff here. The main thing is that it actually succeeded. So now if I go back here and I click on test trigger, it's gonna see that a request was actually pulled in, right? That's actually me that triggered the workflow to happen in the first place, right? Hopefully this is making sense. That's all there is to it. And if I click on this record here, you're gonna notice it's just a query string. There's no new information here. Typically when you're using webhooks, you wanna pass information in between. So like, let's say somebody clicks on your website, how do you know that they're actually coming from your website? The way we do that is by putting in a query string. So the way that's done is I put in a question mark, and let's just say website equals, let's do source equals website. And I click enter. By clicking enter every single time, I'm executing that webhook. So if I go back here and I click on find new record, request B, you're gonna see source website, right? So it has like this form of what's like the key and what's the value, right? Like what is the category and what's the value of that category here. So let's add some more stuff, and the way you add more stuff is by using the ampersand symbol. Let's just say name is me, so you know who's actually triggering it in the first place. Let's say subject is about business inquiry, for example. Details, let's just say, I don't know, webhook help, right? Click enter here. Find new record, request C. You're gonna see all the stuff that we just passed into this webhook here is gonna pop up over here. Source website, name G, subject business inquiry, details, webhook underscore help, right? The reason why I'm using underscore is because with URLs, you can't actually like have a space. There's like a special character for it, like a space character. I don't remember off the top of my mind what that is. So, but hopefully you guys are getting the idea. All right, at this point, we've got our webhook. Now is the fun part. What can we actually do with it, right? And the answer is actually pretty endless, right? You can go into all of these libraries here, Airtable, Google Calendar, Drive. You can even use a custom API with this information, but let's just keep it simple. Let's just send an email. So if somebody clicks on this link over here, let's just send an email over saying that this person has reached out to us about this subject, right? Super simple, but pretty practical use case, I would say. Action event, I'm gonna click on send email. It's gonna be my email indeed. and to. So actually, now that I think about it, let's add that to email as a part of the webhook. So I'm gonna go here, add an ampersand symbol. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna do email. I'll do myself for now, but it can be whoever, right? Status is success. So if I go back here and I go to test, find new record, record D, email is indeed over here. So when I go back here, I'm gonna click on slash, and this is a little hard to read, but basically I'm just gonna click on the query string email. Hopefully you guys can see this here. There we go, right? We have the to. CC doesn't matter, BCC doesn't matter. It'll be from myself in this case, right? But this email will typically be your prospect, your customer, whoever it is. From name, sure, I can put in my own name in here. Subject, I think I had a subject field here. Yep, business inquiry over here with the slash, and body, hi. Let's just say this is an automated email from, I think I have a name in there, from Jeeth about query string details here, about website, about webhook help from, and let's put in the source. Now we have all these details here, and if I click on test step and I go to my email, you're gonna notice it's an automated email sent to me 0 minutes ago from Jeeth, right? Like we said in the payload here, name is Jeeth. About webhook help, what we put in over here, and from website. Hopefully you guys found this useful. I try to make these videos as practical as I can because, you know, ultimately nobody cares about webhooks, right? It's all about what webhooks can actually do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and thanks for watching. Bye.